Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another review. Hit the subscribe button in the bottom right if you haven't already to keep up to date. So let's get into the game. This video we have BlackThorn Arena, which is a story-driven Gladiator management game. So the main story plot is you've anonymously bought your father's disgraced arena. They don't know who you are or anything like this, and you have to basically bring it back to former glories. It was disgraced because he used sorcery, aka magic, in the arena, which is completely forbidden. So from the start, every other house will basically view you in a negative way, and you will not be able to fight in certain arenas until you prove yourself. So as you can see in the background, they are basically fighting themselves. I have no manual combat on, which means it's basically more like a management game rather than me doing anything myself. I mean, you can play either way. I prefer this way because I feel like you could cheese the game too easy, just running people in and out of traps, and it's just a bit meh in my opinion, but obviously each to their own. Right, let's get into some of the pros then. So I don't know about you, but I've waited so long for a Gladiator game that looks like this with the combat. I mean, so long. How many times can we all say we've watched the film Gladiator or the Spartacus series, especially season one, when they're in the arena and just wanted to be able to somehow play or like reenact some of them scenes or fights and such. And this game is so in depth, it's going to take you about 4 or 5 attempted playthroughs. I say attempted playthroughs because you're not going to get through first time. It's just not going to happen. But yeah, like attempted playthroughs to really understand what you're even doing. I mean, they have a genre type system in the game, which is basically like classes. So just to name a few, you have like Gladiator, Commander, Duelist, Defender, Ranger, and obviously each one has like mini attributes you can select and whatnot, and like like buffs or healing spells, and not so much spells, like first aid basically. Don't worry, there's no sorcery or magic in this game because for me that would ruin it. So as well as these genres, you have weapon skills, which you also have to level up. So you have to pick your level up points wisely. You get so many per level because do you either want to do some more damage with your weapon or some class abilities, like I said, first aid or stuns. So you just have to pick the best ones that are going to benefit you most in combat. And a lot of the time, it's RNG with the genres when you're buying your slaves. I mean, if you have a defender and a ranger, is practically useless because the defender is obviously a tank. You want to put that something with commander, which gives buff to his allies and gives more stamina and stuff like you're going to need. Like you don't need to use your bow basically as a tank. So with so much to learn and so much in-depth process of learning how to do things, you're going to spend so much time on this game, which is a good thing. Really, you're getting your money's worth like, at the end of the day. And the development team are constantly updating the game. I mean, there's got to be one a week at least. Try and fix the bugs and whatnot. And DLC's just come out, so they seem to be really working on it, trying to improve all the time and trying to fix any bugs that people notice. I don't think I can really do justice to how in depth the game is in such a short space of time, just using words. I think you need to just basically get it and play it, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Right, so let's get into some of the cons I would say are in this game. Firstly, for me, I think it's too story driven. I mean, I've waited so long for a Gladiator game like this that I would just prefer if I didn't have to go do things on a certain day, or if I failed, then basically I can carry on, but the story's over, so you never really progress. You're just doing fights just pointlessly at that point because there's no real big challenge coming up. I suppose I'd say I'd kind of like it a bit more sandboxy, where you can just do more of the things you want to do. If you want to keep doing these treasure hunts that are in the game, if you just want to keep fighting. Like in some ways, if you're not doing the optimal thing early on, when you first get to the spring games, which is your first real challenge, you're going to be so far behind all the other houses unless you're playing on the easier difficulty. It's just a bit like, well, I sort of have to do this now, otherwise I'm not going to succeed. Whereas I just rather just do some of the funner things, like have a cool combination of my gladiators rather than like the optimal combination of ones I need to win that just necessarily aren't so fun or don't look as cool. Another thing that's kind of annoying, I've only encountered it once, maybe twice, I can't really remember, I think just once, bugs in this game where basically there's a knockdown you have as a certain genre where you kick them, and I kicked them off of the top of this wooden decking area. They landed on a rock, and he was stuck up there, he wouldn't come down, my guys were stuck below. I mean, luckily I had an archer on my team, so he just shot him to death eventually. But if I didn't, it would just basically have ended there, nothing would have happened, and it would have just been like a game-breaking bug. But, I mean, they're constantly fixing and updating, so this should just be gone. Another thing that may put people off is a very high, learning curve, slash, like, skill ceiling to really know what you're doing on this game. So for the newer people, they might just keep playing through, and like you will run out of money very quickly if you're not winning fights early on, or if you spend too much of your money on gear or gladiators early on. Like I always try to keep about 6 gladiators, because in the exhibitions, which is just your matches, the max you can do is a 4v4. So if one of them does get killed, I've got backups. But you cannot have that too early on, because you're just going to run out of money because of the money you have to pay to keep them, money you have to pay to make sure your guards, you have enough guards that they can't escape. And yeah, you're just going to keep draining if you're not constantly fighting, winning money back. And then obviously you've got recovery time to repair your gladiators and whatnot. But on an overall note, I'm really happy with this game, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think it's a brilliant game. I've done a few series on my channel, and it took me quite a while to learn what I was doing, trust me. So if you feel the same, don't worry, you're not the only one. And basically, I'm just looking forward to the future of this game. I mean, they're going to bring DLCs out, they keep patching it. I mean, for me, I just hope like one day they bring like a sandbox mode out where you just basically just run a gladiator school. To me, that's just what I want to do. Just see how I can get on like that. I mean, the last Gladiator game I played previous to this that I really liked was probably Gladius on PlayStation 1, if anyone remembers that, or PlayStation 2, whatever it was. So yeah, I would very much recommend this game. I mean, for £15, whatever it is, I would say it's very good for that price. So once again, I hope you enjoyed this review, or it's helped you out at least. Leave a like if you liked it, and subscribe to keep up to date with my next reviews. Post in the comments what you think and what if you agree, if you don't agree. Also, if you'd like to recommend a game that you like that you'd like to get reviewed. But yeah, that's it for now, and I hope to see you again. Laters, enjoy your day.